Winter is supposed to be cold, just like summer is supposed to be hot. And yet it seems like winter is always dotted with these unseasonably warm periods, whereas you never get, say, a freak snowstorm in the middle of July. And does anyone ever say that it's seasonably cold when it's not unseasonably warm? I don't know. Anyway, the problem I have with these unseasonably warm periods is it seems like whenever the weather goes from being cold to warm and then back to cold, I get a cold. I get a cough and sneezes, and I have to blow my nose all the time. The worst part is the coughing, because the coughing keeps you up all night, you can't sleep, and sometimes you even have a sore throat so you can't drink anything. Except when I was a kid and I would get really bad coughs, my mother had this recipe she'd gotten from her Aunt Ethel, called Aunt Ethel's cough medicine. Well, it wasn't really a complicated recipe. It was basically just honey and lemon juice and a little bit of whiskey. One day when I was a kid, in the middle of winter, when I had a really bad cold and a really bad cough, my grandmother, the teetotaler, I didn't know what that meant at the time, but anyway, asked me, "Are you taking anything for that cough?" And I said, "Oh yes, Aunt Ethel's cough medicine." And she said, "What's that?" So I told her. When I told her, my grandmother, thank you, started using terms like tarnation, ruination, carrination, and seasonably. She called my father at work, mainly because she couldn't find the number for Child Protective Services, and asked him what exactly he was giving me for this cough. My father patiently and quietly explained to her that Aunt Ethel's cough medicine contained less alcohol than most of the over-the-counter medications you could buy at the time, which also included nefarious chemicals, possibly of alien origin. From then on, my grandmother was okay with Aunt Ethel's cough medicine, although she never would take any herself. And it's a good thing, and it's a good thing, too, that I wasn't honest enough to tell her that I liked it so much, I would sometimes try to get a cold on purpose.